Altered Phrygian dominant. It sounds really complex, but it's not that crazy. It's another one of the exotic scales we can use when we're feeling in a rut. We want to play something a little bit different just to sound not the same all the time. Today we're going to talk about it, and welcome to Music with Marky. Invariably, as lead players, as we go along in our development, we start to get tired of playing the same old things again. We look for new scales, new scale positions, different chord progressions, whatever that may be. And one of the things a lot of us turn to is what you call exotic scales. And these are things that are not based on the basic diatonic major minor scales. If you don't know anything about modes and scale theory, that kind of thing, you might want to check that out first. I have a video and a whole series that starts here. I'll post it. You kind of want to know what we're talking about before you dive into this, or you're going to get a little bit lost. That said, let's take a look at the mode. So Altered Phrygian dominant is just a really complicated way of saying that it's a mode of the harmonic minor. So a harmonic minor scale is just the minor scale with a major seventh. It's very typically used in classical music. If we do it as A minor, you have it like this. Normal A minor would be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, right? You're just taking this G, the seventh degree, and raising it to a G sharp. And this would be the same no matter where you played. If you were in E minor, that would change to that. And so just like with modes, you can do that particular scale starting and ending on any note. So the A harmonic minor could also be conceived as relative to C major, so it would be C harmonic major, whatever you would call the relative mode of that. So you would have a G sharp and a C. So like with the regular modes, you can play in all different positions. And the Altered Phrygian dominant is the third position. So if we were in C major, just like in the normal diatonic series, you'd have Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian. So for C major, the Altered Phrygian dominant would be that same grouping of notes that we just played, but starting and ending on E. And so for this lesson, I'm going to work with Altered Phrygian dominant in A, which makes it the third mode of the F major scale, Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian. Let's take a look at if we played it 3 notes per string starting on A, like I like to do all the scales and how I've been teaching it all along here. As you saw before, it starts off just like a regular minor scale. A, B, C, D, E, F. Now we go up to the G sharp. G sharp. And to play this scale best, you're not going to strictly stick to 3 notes per string. You're going to have these groupings of 4 notes per string, which can be really useful at times. And this is where it starts on the D string here. So we have the G sharp. Now we just shift up and start the whole pattern again. A, B, C, D, E, F. Way up here to G sharp. Shift A, B, C, D, E, F. That's that G sharp. I'll include that little graphic of the scale in the description of the video below so you can download it and have a better look at it, print it out, whatever. And as with all the scales and all the modes, it's completely portable. Once you learn that visual pattern, you can move it to any key and it becomes that key's altered dominant Phrygian, altered Phrygian, dominant. I can't speak. Now, my favorite place to use this scale, I'm going to share with you. If we review for a second here, I'm going to be doing it at the top of what would be the Dorian mode. So if we're in C major, again, as the Altered Phrygian dominant mode that we're working in here for A would be C major. If I have C Ionian, 3 notes per string. The next mode, Dorian, if you remember from the lessons. So it's this spot right here where I commonly play also for the minor key because I got the root note of the minor there. Doing this part of our new exotic scale creates some really cool finger patterns and sounds. This G becomes a G sharp. It's got a really cool Middle Eastern vibe to it and that kind of lilt, and it's something I definitely like to employ. I could take a progression that even includes notes that are just from the natural minor. something in that vein there. It works really well. One little piece I'd like to add here, and this is true of this altered Phrygian dominant as well as the harmonic minor in general, is that spot where you have, or the spots where you have 4 notes per string, helps with some shreddy kind of playing because of a picking problem that you have. Normally, if you're coming down, say, the A minor scale, those 3 strings, and trying to play something quick, you end up with your pick moving in the wrong direction at times. You've got, say I start with a downstroke, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So I'm in the right direction for the next string, but if I just have 3 notes here, it's down, up, down. I'm picking in the wrong direction for the next string. With that extra note that happens here in the harmonic minor, down, up, up. The upstroke brings me in the right direction. And it helps with those kind of fast passages. Always gets you going in the right direction. So there's nothing super complicated about this rep buster. It's just a different scale and not all that uncommon one at that, just a different place to play it. I'll link to a song over here that I did that puts it to good use as well if you want to hear it in more context. It's called Syrian Prince. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I get back to everyone as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, keep making great music. Hey friends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. It makes the whole world better.